do we do this? There we go. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to this traditional draft, Throne of Eldraine, that we're in the middle of here. I want to thank my sponsor, Card Kingdom, before we check out this deck and try to capture our final 2 wins here. Card Kingdom is my sponsor. You can check them out via their affiliate link down below in my panels, and if you do so, you will discover one of the premier places for Magic stuff on the whole internets. Your tabletop game is completely covered by their stores, and I don't mean brick and mortar, I mean their inventory. Their inventory is insane. I have seen the Card Kingdom inventory room, you know, where they fill orders. Oh my god, the number of cards available at Card Kingdom is bonkers, and that's what they want. They want you to know that if you need a deck, you can go there and get that deck. It's a little rough right now, and you know, Throne of Eldraine is hot and new, and so card availability is rough. But if I were to guess a place where I would check first to see if they have that rare from Throne that I need, it would be Card Kingdom. So please check them out on my behalf, and it'll be great for my stream, and it'll be great for your tabletop Magic game. But let's get back to this draft where we're going to try and get 2 more. It might take 7 hours, but we're going to try and get 2 more. Hey, thanks, DC. Appreciate the donation. Very kind. In my collapse yesterday, I might have missed some thanks. You know, we had an epic match. If you want to check my YouTube channel, I isolated it out as a great game. We had a 56-minute game yesterday that nearly killed me, and I collapsed onto the floor and got a bunch of bits and cheers, and might not have appropriately tipped the cap for that. But thank you to everybody who rewarded me for that game with a little extra bump. That was nice of you. I do want to speak to... So I've been listening to the LR set review show, or not set review, it's the first impression show. I'm not too deep into it. I'm only into the Crack-a-Packs, but Luis was advocating not playing a card like Witch's Cottage unless you had 12 swamps. Like, I don't know if he meant to include the Witch's Cottage itself, but I'm not going to say I'm a better player than Luis, but I think requiring 12 swamps to justify a Witch's Cottage is not right. I think you're wrong on that, Luis. Especially, like, yeah, it is a bummer to draw Witch's Cottage on as your 5th land when you really wanted to cast a 5-drop or whatever, but you know what happens? You play it and you're off curve for a turn. Like, that's the big drawback. And the win of a card like this late in the game is so massive. And these games go so long and are so grindy. Maybe I just have arena brain. I don't know. Like, I've only played on arena, so I'm pretty warped. I admit that when it comes to understanding the true nature of this format in a normal in-pod 8-person. But it's so valuable when it hits that this may be a little loose, like with only 8. Like, I'd like to have 9 or whatever, but it's so good when it hits late game and you get that important thing back, like as we saw yesterday. If it's a late game deck, I like what Marshall said about it. Marshall was kind of like, well, I don't know about the white one and the red one, because if you don't get those on curve, like it kind of fails you. But I think for the blue and the green and the black, they're so good late for those decks that I like playing them with significantly fewer basics. Yeah, it came in handy yesterday. I don't want to get hung up on one data point or anything, but I think in general the games go long enough that if the Witch's Cottage is in the bottom half of your deck, it's going to get value for you. Yeah, you don't want to maybe do too many. That's the thing. You don't want to clog up your deck with these. This is easy. This is the rare one. These are easy to play because you only just need the one. So this is no brainer, but these are the question mark. Anyway, I like it. I like running it at this level of availability, and I'm not going to take this cottage out. So fight me, Luis, I guess. But I liked their counterpoint there at least. Anyway, let's see if we can somehow get to 5 with this. Oh, that's right. We did get one more win. I actually checked the record and was like, yeah, that looks about right. But nope, we picked up. I did not update the record after I collapsed onto the ground yesterday, so we'll do that. Thank you. These are a little far away. Like, we don't have anything early here, but I can't mulligan this. We are at risk of being run over. But we do have a turn 4 pie that we can then sack the food for some life, and then we get Enchanted Carriage with any land that gives us a nice defender. So we're going to keep this. Also, we have a nice split of land. You know, a little slow, has some risk, but can't send this back. The mana's too good, and the stuff that we can see that we will be able to cast is too good. Oh boy! Some oven on oven action. And we'll see how that goes. Watch them drop the cat right now, and I'm just going to scoop. Hot oven on oven action is the correct phrasing, you're right. Yeah, they've played. Luis and Marshall have not played much on Arena, which is why I acknowledge that perhaps my perspective is skewed towards the Arena meta. But that has been my experience anyway. We can play this really any time. I'm going to go with a Swamp. In case we do start marching towards that hut and want to get something like we trade off the Guardian and want to get it back or something. But we did not manage to find something to play on 2 or 3, which is unfortunate. But Oppo is not like red-white roll us, you know, run us over, so that's good. Doom asks, do you have any idea why the performance of the client has gotten so much worse? I'm not a technical guy when it comes to making games. I'm just a non-technical designer type. That's a problem, and really hurts there. But ugh. So I really don't have an answer other than that tech is hard. So is dealing with a Deathless Knight without 5 toughness. This is a surprisingly problematic card. It's really frustrating to invest resources into because they tend to get it back so easily. I think what we'll do here, we can play Corridor Monitor and it blocks the Legion. We can take another 4 here, then we're going to 10. I think we might just have to... Oh yeah, maybe I could have bluffed a counter and it would have helped. That's a great point. I didn't really think land play through of what I was representing, but it would be fine to represent counter there. I'm going to play the island here at least. And we could play Wicked Guardian for no value and just trade off. Or we could bake this into a pie. I guess I'm going to go Corridor Monitor, take 4. Block the Lost Legion, then try Wicked Guardian, drawing a card off the monitor, and trading off the Guardian for the Deathless Knight, and at least starting to trip the Deathless Knight up. Or we get Bum Rushed. Yeah, it's bad. It was bad. Oh yeah, they got a great. That's a good point. Although, is it? Yeah, the oven really messes us up here with this. You can basically sack the Deathless Knight and get it back. It's a nice combo. Good call. So I think, I mean, this is just a really bad spot. We can play the Enchanted Carriage and have some blockers. We can follow through on the suggested plan. Maybe take the 4. Yeah, I think we did get rolled. I was excited when I saw a swamp because I thought our slowish draw might not hurt us, but as it is, that has not worked out. I think we go Wicked Guardian, draw a card, see if we can find something to help. And now we can double block the Lost Legion and try to take that out. Go to 2. We're in trouble. Don't think we're getting game 1 here. But I don't regret the keep. I think we still had to keep that hand, especially with the nature of this format. There's a lot of matchups, and even a lot of times this matchup is not going to be able to do what it's done here. In talking about performance, yeah, as you add features, you're just, everything you do to add on to your game is piling more into the wagon, right? And eventually your wheels start to buckle under the weight of everything you've thrown into your wagon. And often, though, things are discovered about perf, like, oh, we introduced this feature, and now we understand this thing about it that we didn't understand before, and we can fix that perf issue. Well, we are in the 3-1 bracket. Oppo's deck looks pretty sweet. Love all the cards I've seen from them so far. We have some of them ourselves, but I don't think we can win from here. I mean, we can... what can we do? I guess we can play some chumps. Speaking of chumps, we'll start here with one. And we can carriage for some chumping, but then it's not worth showing him anything. We can't win this right here. I'm going to let this go. I think it's more valuable to hide. Yeah, we can go to 1, but then what? Perhaps that was an early scoop, but it felt like I didn't want to show him a carriage. Maybe they bring in artifact removal that they wouldn't have done otherwise or something. So I just wanted to let that one go. All right. So do we have 5 toughness anywhere in the board? I don't think so. We could play the skewer just to get some of our 4 toughness to 5. I mean, that Deathless Knight or whatever it's called, what do we do about it with our, let's say they play it. If we don't have a Reaper of the Night out, if they have that recursion, it's a real bad spot for us. So I'm inclined to... Yeah, Bake Sack the token was a line, and then we go to whatever, and then we have an empty board against 2 4-power creatures, and I mean, maybe if we kept playing there, I think we're playing to hope that our opponents disconnect, not in which case we win the match anyway. So anyway, I'm debating the skewer just because it does let us get something to 5 toughness if we put it on the right thing. Maybe we just try and snag it out of their hand. But it's discard, so that doesn't even work, because then they just discard it, and boom, they get it back for that. I think we're running it back and crossing our fingers. That's not particularly keepable. Even though we have fruit with food on 3, we're just asking to flood with this, so we got a mulligan. All right. This is better. Tough keep decision, though. Do we pitch a land here and get greedy? We can pitch the Witch's Oven. And I don't think we have shuffle effects. Let me see. I don't think we have anything that shuffles. Reaper into the story. Guardian. Fruit. Nah, so if we bottom this oven, it's gone. Yeah, Drown doesn't do much early. That's true. It's just it's so good when it is good. But that's fair. We'll keep this and be disciplined and bin our mid-game card. Emery on 2 is cool and everything, but she doesn't really do anything until we get one of our combo pieces with her. Maybe we will. Oh, we got an enchanted carriage. Not exactly the combo piece I was talking about, but it is an artifact in our yard that when we get to 5, we can cast with Emery if she's still around. Yeah, and then we get to scry on 3, try to find another part for Emery. Actually, we're going to try and find a land so we can reap on 4. And we're going to keep baking to a pie as well. Not going to pass on that removal. We'll find combo parts for Emery later. Any flash in green, black? I don't think so, right? Nothing. Sometimes, well, there's the rare. I guess they could have the... might have even been worth not attacking just to play around that rare green card. I had already attacked before I remembered that card. I think if I had remembered it before attacks, I would have just played around the rare, because I don't think that point of damage matters as much as the long shot chance that we randomly lose Emery. Hey, 14. Take a couple of chunks of flesh here with the Reaper. See what we get. Probably a land and something else. This is kind of medium right now, right? If we don't get to the other half of Reaper, then it's not really doing that. This is like the bad mode of this card. We're not getting their final 2 cards and just kind of getting... Although that's nice to force them to pitch. And we didn't see it last time. And if there's anything, is there anything else with flash and green besides that rare? I'm going to assume not and keep going. Love to see something we really want to bake into a pie here, or just, you know, they don't have a 4th land and play nothing. That's also fine. Three, 1 black flash. Oh, I didn't know. That's news to me. What's the name of that card? Anybody know? Oh, right. It's like the knight. Is it a knight? Like it. Yeah, good call. Couple of rares that could have gotten us, but they didn't have them, it looks like. And at least, was it first strike? Yeah, Anyway. Death Touch and Lifelink. Okay, so we would have at least traded with that one. All right, they're not showing anything here. I wonder what they're up to. I'm going to keep attacking. Seems like it's clear to do so. Yeah, what did Oppo keep, and how did they they must not have a second black source, and that's why they discarded something as good as Bognati. They're probably like 1 swamp away from unlocking a sick hand. That would be my guess. And they're just not finding it. Well, the story continues to check out on that front. Yeah, if they have -3 to everything and they're trying to play us on that front... Oh, I almost just resolved it, but we'll, of course, make some food on the way out. Sorry, Emery. Yum, yum. Baked Emery. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at what's in our hand before we even attack. Or, like, what we're going to draw, is what I mean. Nice. Emery, come back to us, but in a little bit. First, I want to find us some land. Oh no, we've given them some. Oh, we have our Cauldron Familiar, and they have theirs. So we both have the Cauldron Familiar play, and we have a Witch's Cottage that I'm running in my 8 swamp deck, and I'm pretty happy about. We can get Emery back that way. So why don't we start with the land and then get the Familiar? Although we don't even really need the land first, although it would let us go Familiar with Bake Up. So yeah, I'll do that. Maybe I'll just start chucking food, although we don't have the mana for it now. But this looks pretty good. Just start throwing food at them. If we can do it without showing them, that's fine. But, you know, they have the combo themselves. I don't know what showing them that we do have the Witch would do to change their behavior in sideboarding or play. I have never boarded out for aggro yet on Arena. Probably we might bake the carriage into a pie, but we might just start chucking food too. Let's see here. What do you think we should do? I definitely want to put Emery back via cottage. We could even cottage, put Emery on top, and Forever Young and draw Emery and caster. I think I'm just going to put Emery on top and bake the carriage into a pie when they activate it. Because then we get all of our damage through. We bake the blocker before. That's why I put it on full control just in case here. And then I don't know if full control was necessary now, but when I want to do something during my declare attackers, I make sure to put full control on because I don't trust the system on this front. Yeah, this feels good. If they can pump out some food of their own, maybe they can keep pace with the Witch for a bit, but I feel like unless they kill the Witch, they are pretty in trouble. Thanks for the raid, Nantuko. Yeah, that's a good rule, Zach. About to pull off a fancy play, go into full control. All right, they did have the answer to the Witch, but we will make some more food, and then we have Forever Young to get the Witch back as well.
Say I never heard of ya, a rap
burglar. Really nothing but the Witch. We don't have a lot of creatures in the deck, actually. Tall as a beanstalk, eh? Yeah, I actually don't even want to bother with Emery right now. I'm going to just reinstitute the Witch. Yeah, I don't know where Gretel was, but she was around somewhere, clearly. If we can just start throwing our food, we'll be great. I don't even know what song you're talking about, Zach, so I guess you gotta unfriend as well. I mean, I can sing 4 and 20 Blackbirds. Sad. The end of Act 1 of Sweeney Todd is, I don't know what Sweeney Todd is. Are you in musical theater mode? You know I'm not a musical theater dork. All right, well, it's going to be up to the Cauldron Familiar to get this done, I guess. Much slower, but we can get there from here too. Ah, didn't find an artifact off the self-mill, but we still have this enchanted carriage we can also get back. Well, I didn't see Sweeney Todd the movie. I mean, I do have kids who are on the cusp of adulthood, which means I actually haven't seen movies in theaters for 16 years or so. That's not true. I saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood Wednesday night. That was great. I like Tarantino a lot. I think he's underrated as a kind of shock director when I actually think his subtle moments are among his best. Well, we got a lot of food, but Oppo has done a great job of trying to break up our obvious engines, but now it's going to be tough for them. Now they need to kind of get the oven if they're going to stop us. And if they get the oven, we get to cast the oven again via Emery, so I think we have a nice setup here. Oppo's got a lot of work to do to break this up. Huh, why does this format get grindy? I don't know, says the guy with 7 food tokens. And let's see, you're going to get yourself Okame and Familiar. Yeah, and Bognaughty. Okay. I still don't think that's enough for you. I think we can grind them out with a Familiar before they get there. If they come up with a Witch Oven of their own, then that kind of cancels that out, and then suddenly we're looking at, like, Reaper of the Night to get there. Oh, look, they do have it. This format! Oh my god. I think you're right, Fenor. That's what I was explaining to, actually, my wife last night. But I had a 56-minute game because of the nature of excluding 7/8 of the picks of each pod from actual play. Oh, wait, what am I doing here? We're going to go... We do have a Spirit Knight, so we can get an extra point off the Swordmaster. If we do that, we cannot Emery cast the Enchanted Carriage, though. I think I'd like to do that first, so I'm going to play the Enchanted Carriage. I mean, again, I'm yeah. If this is more aggro fast in the full pod draft, I could believe it, but it's certainly not fast on Arena. Yeah, we could start putting making this into a creature, sacking it, and recasting it to just go super wide on mice. Maybe that's our play in the meantime. Did I have trouble with them veering to one or two colors? I've talked about how that worked before. I'll speak to that maybe in a break here. If you want me to do a bot talk, I can do it again, but I want to focus on this game for right now. Thing is, they're doing the oven cat loop, and we got to make sure that, like, we feel like if we want to loop carriage, then we have to make sure that we think that's gonna get us there, get us wide enough, fast enough. I think it will, but in the meantime, they're going up and we're going down. So, like, every turn they're gonna tick up a few as we make 2 mice. So. I have never used the site 17 lands. Hey, James, thank you. I contacted Cardboard Live about getting the overlay going. Their arena overlay is in beta, so you can't just plug it in. You got to contact James. I did so, and he got back to me right away. That's cool. After I'm not distracted with a game, I'll see if I can get that going midstream here, and you can have a good overlay again. That's good, Vargan. I like that too. Vargan says, just send in the cat. Either they take it or they block it and we get it back with our food and we can still do the other stuff. Yes. Well, we haven't even had the chance to do that yet. But we'll, that's a good point as well. But now they've got a 6/6. So here, I'm going to... Hold on. So given that, do we still want to keep attack? Now they got a 6/6. This changes things. The carriage doesn't force them to decide, right? So I kind of feel like we're go wide again. Yeah, cats have... So I think I'm going to do the... We're going to go ahead and crew the carriage. I am going to sack it. And I'm going to start sending the familiar each turn per the suggestion. I think that's a great suggestion, actually. Now we can send let's see, if we send, they have 1, 2, 3, so we'd get in for 3, but see, that's not enough yet. I'm going to do this plan. Well, let's make them do that. Maybe they won't see it. It doesn't change much to make them do it, right? That's a good call, Slate, though. Let's see if they find it. Well, let's get a little more value out of Emery then before she's dead again. Get this in. I could not tell you what Cardboard Live will have eventually, but you could send that question at James if he happens to still be in chat here. Yeah, Reaper would be fine. Just take a land and reap this. Yeah, I agree, Mabanap. If they choose to kill Emery with Bognaughty, they're disrupting their Cauldron cycle currently. Although they have the Witch's Oven, they can do a lot of things to get a lot of food for the Bognaughty. I think we just need to get there before they do that. Oh, there's me losing my hourglasses again. Being chatty. We can do the... Yeah, let's... Do we want to go wider one more time on Carriage? I think this is making that less appealing. I'm going to do the cat play here. Yeah, there's other things they could eat. That's absolutely true. We'll do the math, figure it out. Let's start with an untap. Hey, an egg that Emery could then recast. That seems reasonable. Let's see. We have a attack. They have 4 blockers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 attackers. And they effectively have 6 life. Is it lethal? We can Knight and Crew. Yeah, the Knight Crew helps. That gives us another... since we can Knight and Crew with the egg play, let's start with the egg. All right, looks like with Oven, sacking Familiar, and replaying it, we should get there. We already had. Swordmaster was already in exile from adventuring it last turn. Also, I think they have to do their familiar nonsense first to stay alive, and then we can respond to it with ours anyway. I guess it doesn't matter. They're going to get their effect before damage, but it should work out as we planned. Exactsies! We did it, chat. Tempted to add Runaway together, given that they're showing Tall as a Beanstalk aura. And what do we cut for that? I don't want to cut a creature. Here's our current numbers. We only have 9 creatures, so I really want to keep our creature count to at least 9 plus the carriage. Runaway could also be cast in response to the oven trigger. I'm not sure what that gets you. That's what I was looking at, a say please. Good. It can be clunky, but in this, in these games, it tends to be 4 mana. I'll do this. That's what felt correct. Well, close, but not quite. Of course, 1 land hands always look great because you see 6 spells, but gotta send this back. Gotta send this back. Gotta keep this no matter what it is, and then figure it out. Let's see. We're gonna we'll ship Forever Young. Stack our library before we run out of cards. And we will ship actually, I think Runaway together is probably correct here. Covetous Urge is too powerful. It's the kind of spell that that if we like Runaway together is not going to be great at this stage of the game, and Covetous Urge, if we find 2 more lands, is the kind of thing that can bail us out of a Mold of 5. So we can't really get rid of Covetous Urge given the power level of it after a Mold of 5. We'll do this. Forever Young cycles. It's true. But what do you which of these do you not want over Forever Young? I'm going to go with this. I think it feels correct to me. Emery isn't doing a ton yet, but she self-mills, and again, if we get lucky on finding some action for Emery, another card that could pull us out of the start we had. See you, Nantuko. Well, it's just that it becomes a bad opt. If we kept it, it's like a bad opt, and that doesn't feel worth keeping. I'm going to say no blocks. They might have a follow-up that blocks the Swordmaster. They do. See? Combo. Trouble is they have so much removal, I don't think Emery is going to survive. Especially when they see the combo on the table. If we get lucky and they don't have the removal and Emery gets to do some work for a couple turns, then we can take back our double mulligan disadvantage. But looks like no luck. As I said, they had such a high, they showed so much removal in the first two games that I didn't really expect her to live, but it was our plan A. I think we should Urge now, and then follow up with Legion to set up our future draws after that, but let's see what we got. You may choose not. Yeah, you may cast that card for as long as it remains exiled. If I take their Tree Folk and cast Oakenboon, who gets to cast the 6/5? I guess we could take Wicked Wolf. This is more curious than anything. Okay. I don't necessarily think that's correct. I just realized I didn't know. Wicked Wolf obviously seems pretty great here. Bognaughty, solid. Man, their hand is great, actually. Yeah, this is one of those, oh man, my covetous urge now is to run away. They have removal in hand in Out Muscle, yeah. I guess I'll take the wolf, because we can cast it without any additional mana, and I had to make a decision. Huh, well, we'll snap block that, I guess. I mean, I know the wolf could fight it, but we'll have it fight the witch. And I don't see anything else. Like, that's a weird offer to me. Thrilled to make him lose the equipment there. I think Gingerbrew is a reasonable build around, actually. It's not amazing, but if you can do things like... I can't believe they just didn't make it unblockable there. I don't know why they did not just, like, activate the Brute and clock for 3 a turn. So, as a build-around where you have stuff that's making it bigger, I think it's okay. Let's go ahead and take out the Witch, or we could wait and make him play Bog... Well, they're short on land, too. Yeah, let's just do this. Maybe we can get him with their own Wolf before too late. You like waiting? I can't stand... I can't abide waiting when we know their hand in full, and it is not anything they can even cast now. Now they can't cast Out Muscle or the Oakenboon side. I mean, they found their 4th land and they still can't do anything. I kind of want to risk an egg here. And then see if we can find a land for the Legion. But don't do it that way. Let's do it this way. Oh, we missed, but that's going to be sweet. We might get this one. If they don't find a land right here, and even if they do, if they find a land, they play their Bognaughty, we Cauldron it, and then can Reaper? Let's just hope for no land here, and we can wreck them pretty good. Or even if they do, go ahead, land. Land Bognaughty. Not actually the worst. And here I'm going to use the Cauldron on the... We could... Yeah, we can attack and the wolf can survive. Yeah, let's see if they... let's first see if they'll make a mistake. Nice. Arkmago, it's your card. And let's just make them choose what they want to keep. I think they have to keep the Bognaughty, but if they play it, we get to Cauldron it. Where's Hat? Nice. Wow. Wasn't sure we were going to get there on that one. Oppo just destroyed us in game one and showed us a really great deck, but we got there. All right. Now we're at profit. See ya, Banana. Thanks for hanging out for a bit. And no, you know, we had some tough decisions on the mold of 5. Thank you, Buckeye. Yeah, the London Mole helped us out there, gave us a, let us craft a hand that could win. I mean, it could have gone disastrously too, right? But it gave us a chance. This looks great. I've won on a mold of 4 once as well. It was Lorwyn block. I was Kithkin Giants, and on 4, I kept Wizened Sen and a Cloud Goat Ranger and 2 lands, and went Wizened Sen on 2, and then drew nothing but lands and went Cloud Goat Ranger on 5, and that worked. That was enough. Our opponent's name is Gindi. They're an R away from defining the arena format. I also thought it was appropriate, given the deck we're in the middle of playing, that my starting song of the day was an 11.5-minute song. Where are we at? And but what I mean by that is keep up didn't say please or play the Legion. I almost think if we keep up didn't say please, counter whatever they do, untap, and Covetous Urge, they're going to have a hard time winning. Although they do get to draw two at some point. But I think I like that. I'm going to keep counter magic up. Abusive Pie, thank you for the donation. That's kind of you. Do we care about that, though? I think it's the plan. I'm going to go ahead and counter this. Deny them a card. Use our mana. Looks like they might be mono blue here. Well, with Runaway together, it's risky to take a creature because they can just get it back. So we might just want to take the Well and get cards. We have Cauldron for the Paladin. And Rats don't matter too much with the Revenge of Ravens. So we'll get some cards back. How do they get it back? We take Vantress Paladin, we cast it, then they cast Runaway together, targeting the Vantress on our side and their own creature, and the Vantress goes back to their hand. Yeah, we can check Graveyard too. We did mill them. Good call. but I think I still think I like Witching Well as the best card to take. I'm gonna take the Well. No, we don't have to play it right away. It's there for us. Yeah, we could do that. We also have Emery Cauldron about to get going, so I don't even care about their creatures much. Like, well, as long as they don't have removal for Emery, they're not going to beat Emery Cauldron. You can get a scry. Ooh, yeah. Let's bake this into a pie. We can, that's going to make, that's a nice set of cards for Oppo to have to deal with here. Oh, I did mill the bake. Yeah, sorry. That was bad sequencing, I guess. I should have Emery'd and then Weld, I guess, because it didn't, not using this mana anyway. So, yeah. That was poor sequencing. Sequencing matters, folks.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
Well, now we get both Legion and Lurker, but I'm going to sequence correctly this time. And drop Emery. And we could just Revenge, but I like the Legion. Let's set up the draw. The punt was sequencing that caused me to mill. I mean, I don't know. It's oh, that was just a. Fortunately, that's not a bad keep on there. I don't like the swamp underneath. That was me trying to go look at the window. I didn't mean to keep that order. That's just a UI punt, though. But they're in a bad spot now, especially we draw this counter spell, and then I don't know, what they do. Yeah, they're done. They also got stuck on mana. It looks like that was mono blue. Heads up. Tickets for the new pornographers at Neptune Theater are about to go on sale. Might have to leave to go and buy new pornographers tickets. Actually, I should just call Nico and see if she can get us in. We don't have the blue hate counter. We just have our own runaway together that we could play. I have not run a full monocolored, no. Oh, right, they showed the Ratter, sorry. They look like the heavy blue, a little bit of red, though. Are they affiliated with the Bare Naked Ladies? No, the new pornographers are truly one of my favorite bands. I think Carl A.C. Newman may be my favorite songwriter of all time, but the band name is rough to tell people. Apparently the story behind, I'll just let this I'll tell a 42-second New Pornographers story. So the New Pornographers were formed as a supergroup. Like, it was a collection of individuals who already had their own solo careers going, and I think they thought it was going to be a one-album kind of deal. And so they tossed off this name. Newman had always wanted to have a band that was the Somethings. He wanted a band that was called the Somethings. The New Somethings. He wanted to be the New Somethings. And he took it from a Japanese film, I guess, but then it had a great accidental cool meaning because I think it was Jerry Falwell or one of those TV preachers called music the new pornography. So if music is the new pornography, what are musicians? So it ends up being super clever on that front. But it's a pretty awkward band name, especially when it was my kid's first concert. So if they have to answer the question, what was your first concert? My children have to say the new pornographers. Right. Favorite new pornographers album? Pretty easily Twin Cinema, but it doesn't mean I don't adore both. I think they're. I was talking to my friend yesterday, who's also a big fan. I'm like the percentage of Newman penned songs that I consider good to great has got to be like the highest percentage of any act I know and love, you know? But Twin Cinema is fantastic, and I think their pinnacle song is the Bleeding Heart Show. So if you want to check out, if you want to get sold on the new pornographers, check out the Bleeding Heart Show. See if you like that. Yeah, this is a rough keep, but Emery makes me want to do it. I think we're going to keep. Blue doesn't handle Emery very well. So if we get lucky on the Emery mill or draw some artifacts or whatever and Emery starts to go off, I think we just win this. And with Witch's Cottage, maybe we'll be a little bit greedy on... Emery... let's see, it's... Controller's Graveyard. Drown cares about Controller's Graveyard, not ours, so never mind on that. I'm going to hold off on the Cottage. I'm going to treat this as a spell to get like Emery back later if we need to. And we'll start with a Swamp, though. Yeah, that's the other thing. We might mill something for Cottage in the near term. Of course, we need to find one more Swamp to pull that off. But we've got a bunch of those left in the deck. Yeah, Newman solo stuff, great. The Cloud, what is it? The Cloud Wonder or the Cloud? I forget. Something the Cloud. Fairy Vandal's definitely your premier payoff for the Draw 2 deck. We're going to go ahead and play... We got the Quarter Monitor, but there's nothing... We'll wait on Emery and go Witch into Guardian. What we have to do is eventually drown this Fairy Vandal in the lock. The destruction side is converted mana cost less than or equal to, so we only need them to get 2 cards in their yard, and then no matter how big the Fairy Vandal is, we get it. We just don't have it quite yet. We got some food, so even though we're at 15, we're at virtual 18. We could go... Yeah, I'm going to go Guardian now. Let's draw a card. That's not the worst. But really, I want them to self-fill their yard a little bit here so we can drown that stupid Vandal. What are we attacking? I don't see how an attack helps. I mean, yeah, no, you're right. I guess we could have gotten one in. My bad. 1 point could matter. No, just being dumb. Not being dumb, just being defensively minded. Like, I don't think of these as attackers, so I didn't, but that was just a 1 point punt. Well, we did not find the ability to drown this Vandal, but I think we have to take this opportunity to just kill it with Bake. And how greedy is it to not play the Cottage here? Let's see, what do we want to do next turn? If we play the Cottage tap, next turn we get 5, and then we can do like Lost Legion and potentially... Well, we get Emery and Lost Legion next turn even without the without another land. We're definitely baking. I'm just quite the real question I'm asking now is, are we playing the Cottage? And we don't have anything in the yard to get with it is the thing. And this is blue-red-ish. People want to hold. That is pretty greedy. Especially now that we have Forever Young. I'm going to play it. I want more land. I'm going to play it. We have Forever Young. If we need desperately to get creatures back, we already have that ability here. And look, I'm going to attack this time. How about that? Although now if we attack, we get take 1 on the back crack. So I'm actually going to say no. No attacks. At least I identified that I could get through for 1 there. That's a little bit better. I wonder if they have mountains. I wonder if they're splashing like that 1 red card off of the eggs. We haven't seen a mountain from Oppo, have we? This was my mistaken swamp, I think. Or is that in the other game? I can't even remember now. Maybe it was the other game. Now we probably Emery, and then we could actually Lost Legion, and if we find... Well, here's the thing. If we Lost Legion and have something we really want to draw, then we can't play Emery. But if we find a... we can try to get to... Oh, it was this game, so I even knew that was coming. All right. I'm going to run out Emery now. The justification or the thought around possibly Legioning is that we could scry artifacts that we want to mill for Emery into the yard. Didn't happen. Let's do this, though, and see what scries we got. There we go. Emery can get busy with that. Not like that. Dirty-minded. We can offer the Wicked Guardian. We'd be offering it for the Queen. That seems fine. Offering the Guardian for the Queen. Also, we can Forever Young it back if they do make that trade. Get some extra value. No, Croaker, I'll make a note of that. And you gotta... What's the killer song? What's the song that's gonna make me go, whoa? Drown in the Lock doesn't do much against Oppo right now. We can kill the Apprentice. That could, I suppose, matter. Yeah, don't care too much about that. I mean, our library's pretty healthy. Come on, that's not an answer. You can't... Somebody tells you, I've never heard the Beatles before. What should I listen to? You can't just tell them anything. Like, name your favorite Beatles song. Do we throw food at them now? We might as well start. It's probably going to be our engine. Making food, sacking it with the witch, and then rebuying with Emery. That's nice, too. Two in the yard there, so we can counter a little bit more stuff now than we did before. But yeah, I think chucking food makes some sense now. Rocky Raccoon is a weird choice for first Beatles song. It can be your favorite. I'm not going to tell anybody what their favorite, but if I suppose if... But yeah, whatever. When I'm suggesting a new band to somebody, I try to come up with their, like, what is their most broadly appealing song that's gonna really drive it home. Just debating Cauldron Familiar, the food, with Emery coming back. But Familiar's not going to attack, so we don't even need to worry about doing it now. Oh, man. All right, 17 cards. We're going to go ahead and self-mill a little bit. And hopefully... Okay. It's all coming up Millhouse-ish. I'm going to send the Guardian. If they want to block, we'll finish it off with the Cauldron. Almost want to send the Legion, except it dies. Yeah, we'll just send the Guardian. Yeah, we didn't finish yesterday. I had to quit. I was emotionally exhausted and couldn't think anymore. I mean, like, I think I would just start someone on Hey Jude or A Day in the Life, you know? All right. They're really trying to get us with our own milling issues, but we have Forever Young to get a lot more cards back than they expect. We can. Like, we have 1, 2... Maybe we can't. Well, how else are we going to win here? we should be able to act from here with Drown in the Lock up. Maybe I shouldn't have done that play to kill their queen, because then we'd have Drown in the Lock. But I think we can go down to a handful of cards in our library. Know that we have Forever Young to stack it a little bit, and Drown in the Lock to prevent any further erosion of that strategy. Plus, we get to start attacking with Lost Legion here. And maybe everything. I'm not going to do the Cauldron yet, though. Yeah, we got the tools to win quickly, even if our library is down pretty low. Yeah, the individual food creators have their assigned tokens. It's pretty great flavor. Yeah, now we got a couple of things to... So we know 6 cards. 6 cards isn't actually 6 cards. It's more than that. Maybe we can... like, there's an egg in the yard, right? So we don't even need to play this egg. They scry topped. Well, we have Drown in the Lock. You just gotta stop him from messing with Emery from here, and we get to send like this and like this, and I think we keep the Tempting Witch up to just throw this food. We could play the egg. It just digs us deeper into our thin library. That's what I was thinking, Mabinap, that we have the tools already to kind of win from here, and we just want to avoid decking. That's a good play. Let's see. Does it matter, though? They get... We still get... Yeah, nothing dies, so this is all right. That's fair. If we're going to do... But I don't necessarily think we're going to do egg shenanigans. We want to get the Cauldron going. Just to be sure, I'm not going to do it. Oven, sorry, oven is what I meant. Yeah, that's why I want to Drown in the Lock. I figured they'd try something like that. But they're just going to keep trying this Emery. Man, okay, so we got to stop 2? Because this is on the coming up as well. At least we're going to get our oven back, and then we can do oven cat stuff. Yeah, they have exactly 4. Or wouldn't even have given us that option. I'm holding Forever Young because I want more creatures to die, and then we can stack even more. Like, I'll probably just... this is not good for us now, obviously. Yeah, I like sack Emery. That's reasonable. If we play the egg, we can at least get the combo going without having to sack something else, but it doesn't really matter. I'm going to send in with everything here. Debating this egg or not. I don't know why they didn't block. I think I'm gonna... Let's see, where is our counterspell? If that other counterspell is still in the deck, I'm definitely gonna do this. If it's not, I still might. No, I didn't say please is in the yard. So now I'm less inclined. But also I think we have to believe here. East thinks we're living too... Well, what do you want to do about it? You want to just forever young now? But that's less... That's... I mean, maybe they jump out of nowhere and get us with the Secret Keeper or whatever, but I think it's correct to just end the turn here and be ready to fizzle their... this thing, because they're going to try and they get the Overwhelmed Apprentice back, they're going to mill us even more. I guess it'll complete as much of it as they can, so they still get their Apprentice back. Yeah, you're right, Norbert. Sorry, I don't know the rules of Magic, apparently. Should we draw 4 cards? Creature. Yeah, we're going to bring back Kitty. No worries. Although we might actually want to keep the kitty in the yard, and we can sack it again, though, to the oven, but we may want to keep the kitty in the yard and start sacking our other stuff so that we can put it all back with Forever Young. All right, another thing we can sack, but we may have to... All right, we're down to 2 cards. And if they do more shenanigans with Apprentice, we would just lose. So let's... Yeah, we'll drain. Start with a drain. Play. But now I think we just have to Forever Young, make a sack, like sack, probably Corridor Monitor for double oven. If we smitten, yeah, we'll attack first. I'm just thinking the rest of the way. Let's start with an attack, though, yeah. Yeah, double oven or double witch, but we'll do that next turn. Aha. Pat doesn't like my... Or Nantuko doesn't like my play, but... Well, we still might want to do the Corridor Monitor just because of the double activation it provides. And with only 3 mana, we couldn't do everything anyway. We can't Forever Young and Witch. That's why I attacked, but I don't know what your line was, Nantuko, but I had to just go with mine, because at least it fit. So let's go Oven on Monitor so that we can double... Yeah, we could sack the Legion, but Monitor gives us... What? Right. Okay, we can, but double monitor untaps. It lets us use stuff twice. Let's use Witch twice, you know? I think I'm going to go with the monitor play. That's what I see as a good one. That's my, being able to untap something. Yeah, we had an hourglass, and we're at the end of this game anyway, so let's get this stacked. Choose. Oh, come on. This is where I'll get screwed by the rope. And I just want to put monitor on top. Oh, come on, help me out, deck, or UI. Like that, I don't know. Had to just choose something or I was gonna... Yeah. I don't think that was the optimal stacking, but the rope got me there. Sorry, folks. Okay, now we go throw some food. Quarter monitor. And then we can pass. They get another egg. That's too bad, as we're trying to burn them out. Why did I put the cat in the deck? Because I'm trying to not get milled out. And we're going with the witch win? Like... it wasn't a panic. I thought we were supposed to leave the cat in the deck as extra support for that. Well, y'all are smarter than me. Magic's hard. I guess we can sack the Legion here. Get our food. Y'all can work out how much damage I missed. We could get it now. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana. And Guardian... kind of undoes everything I was trying to do anyway. Yeah, we do have the room to Reaper, don't we? Let's Reaper their final. And we can still Witch. They have to get there with this card. All right, again, man, I think the theme, we got 5 wins, and kind of our theme for this 5 wins are like, we played a little better than Oppo without playing perfectly, that's for sure. Little better than Oppo, but a lot of room for improvement. So we can celebrate our 5 wins, but we got to learn our lessons too. This is a hard format. I keep ending in really crunchy, grindy end games with like no hourglasses. And that's really tough to make those end game decisions with no hourglasses. That rope starts and you're just like, wow. I'm I'm even going to sell it. We'll put it at 5 wins. Claim this prize. I think we get a 10x open. Yeah, this is the best part of this. 10x open. Tsunami said, oh no, St. Mavin says, I mean, I assume you just wouldn't draft a grind mill deck if you don't enjoy that playstyle, though. Depends on what you're in it for. As a limited spike, I am all about trying to maximize my win percentage, and or really as a free-to-play limited spike, I'm all about maximizing my gem EV, which is mostly about maximizing my win percentage and somewhat about judiciously rare drafting. But that's why, like, for example, let's take something like Cold Snap here. I'll go... how about this? Let's chat for a bit, and I'll say goodbye to YouTube first. Go to soapbox mode. Thanks, YouTubers, for hanging out with me today. We'll catch you at the next draft, and glad we got the 5 wins on that one. That was cool.